Last year, last year, 18 million people witnessed honey skiing.
Pretty good. All
All right. Yes, hello, hello. Hi, hello. Yep. This one was shorter, right? The other one was like an hour. This one's only 43 minutes. 44 minutes. Okay. So, now that I can actually use the I have a new PC. The PC I bought that I couldn't use because of the Wi-Fi thing is now not a problem, so we can use that. And I was able to get the file transfer to work. So we have the old save from Terraria, if we want to return to that. And I was able to get it to keep the Don't Starve Together save, so that's not completely gone. I can use this new PC without having to completely redo, either having to completely redo our progress on Don't Starve or have to use the original device for Don't Starve. It's all just in one place, and I like it. So let's see. First, though, Megalag did post his um. Sorry, Megalag did post the other part, the second part to his honey investigation, and I was gonna react to it the other day, but I just didn't feel like streaming. But we're gonna react to it today, and then um we'll go from there. Yeah, no, it's staying connected because now I can have Ethernet, so now it actually functions properly. So yeah. Um, there's also No I'm Not Human that has new shit that came out that the new update came out with new content, and I do want to check that out at some point, but right now I want to react to this.
Last year,
Okay, that's not working. Okay. Um, the fans actually, Void, the fans thing shouldn't be an issue because again, when that was happening, that was on a laptop and the mic was right next to the laptop. This is on an actual PC, so the fans are connected to a tower that's not close enough to my PC that you shouldn't hear it. No, unless it starts like overcharging those fans or something. Um, but yes, I can finally use my PC that I got because I can finally stay connected to the internet and not have OBS shit its pants on me. And I was also able to work the magic and make it so that all the save data for Don't Starve and for Don't Starve, which would have only been on that laptop, is still there, so we don't have to restart there. And I get back the save from Terraria, which is not having access to that save was the whole reason I stopped doing that. But I can go back to that too. So this is best of both worlds. Let me make sure. The fans, you shouldn't be able to hear the fans anymore because that was the laptop. So, um,
Yeah, 18.
is it showing up? No, it is not. Okay. So what we're gonna do. But yeah, the fans should no longer be an issue. Oh my god, my lip splitting. Media source, maybe? Nah. Alright. Is that gonna make it shit the bed? It's gonna be awkward because I'm so used to doing it on two. Nope, come here. Two things. See if I can. Is there a way to get it to capture the video itself and not the whole browser? I'll be fine. I can. Well, I'd say I can move. I can minimize that. Everything should be working there, so it's not like I have to constantly monitor that screen. Um, doesn't look like anything's about to implode. Okay. I should be able to just do that. Um, Give me a sec. I'm gonna have to use my phone because I don't have a second monitor to show that on. Um, all right. There we go. Alright, everything should be good. I should have everything set up that it's not going to echo, but you guys should still be able to, hear it. Just let me know if it's too, loud or too quiet, and I'll adjust it accordingly. But we're gonna look. I want to look at this because I saw that he released this a few days ago. I want to look at this, and then I think we're still gonna continue. Don't Starve. Either that or check out the new update to No, I'm Not Human. I haven't fully decided yet, but I want to look at this first. All right.
Million people witnessed Honey's scheme. How they were poaching affiliate commissions from influencers, bloggers, and virtually every player in the affiliate marketing industry. But that wasn't the full story. Over the past year, I've been digging deep into Honey's code and discovered something huge. In 2017, under the leadership of co-founders Ryan Hudson and George Ruan, Honey secretly engineered a sophisticated system designed specifically to enable this theft while hiding it from industry insiders.
Oh, so it's like, it wasn't just a PayPal thing, it was something from the very beginning. Oh. Wow. Alright. Well, let's see how far this rabbit hole goes.
And compliance testers. Honey achieved this by using incredibly invasive tactics to determine who was using their extension and would adjust its behavior accordingly, making it very difficult for the industry to detect. It's very reminiscent of the Dieselgate scandal, where Volkswagen quietly programmed their vehicles to only lower emissions during regulatory testing. Volkswagen executives went to jail for that. But this, in my opinion, this involves intentional, provable theft from thousands of ordinary people by a Fortune 500 company. PayPal has had 5 years to find the system, investigate it, and report it to authorities. Instead, they've made multiple alterations to it and have ultimately allowed it to continue operating. So in this video,
wow, that's like, that'd be fraud on like the amount of money that could have removed. That'd be on almost on like grand. I don't know if that would lead to, I don't know the money amount for like grand larceny, but would that, it wouldn't, I don't think, because of how things work, but would that borderline on grand larceny if the amount of money that's been allegedly stolen reaches a certain amount? Wouldn't this also be like grand larceny or something?
To demonstrate what the system is and how it works. I'll also be addressing Ryan Hudson's...
Oh, I just realized. Thank God I realized. Holy crap. Okay. I'll put subtitles on.
Claims that I misled viewers in my first video, and I'll be doing so with a host of new data, bringing more damning insights into his former company.
Back up to see misled who?
And how it works. I'll also be addressing Ryan Hudson's claims that I misled viewers in my first video, and I'll be doing so with a host of new data, bringing more damning insights into his former company. As always, the views, allegations, and conclusions expressed in the series are my opinions, based on evidence I have gathered, which will be shared throughout. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Cookiegate scandal.
Cookiegate. Ooh, you got me hooked now. I love that.
After After publishing part 1 of my investigation, Honey co-founder Ryan Hudson reached out to me on Twitter, stating he was, quote, happy to discuss Pi and Honey. For those who don't know, Pi is an ad blocker and coupon cashback extension. You know, one of Ryan's latest startup projects. Very original. Naturally, I immediately jumped at the opportunity to speak with Ryan and asked for an on-the-record interview. Ryan ghosted me for a week, I followed up, he eventually replied, and we had a short but very limited chat on X. This ultimately ended with Ryan requesting my full...
I actually want to see that.
Me for a week, I followed up, he eventually replied,
To the people for them to decide who misled them and why. Honey is not a scam, and you either...
and we had a
Hold on.
short but very limited...
Honey is not a scam. To start with, Honey is not a scam. You either intentionally misrepresent it, or after a multi-year investigation, misunderstand how it works. I will correct the record publicly if PayPal doesn't soon.
When you are on X.
Start with Honey is not a scam, and you either intentionally misrepresent it. So, did this... Hold on. Did this come out before or after the video that came out, like, last week? Because... Hold on.
His former company. As always, the views, allegations, and conclusions expressed in the series are my opinions, based on evidence I have gathered, which will be shared throughout. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Cookiegate scandal.
Let me know if it's too loud or too quiet, and I'll...
After publishing part 1 of my investigation, Honey co-founder Ryan Hudson reached out to me on Twitter, stating he was, quote, Hudson reached out to me on Twitter.
So this is after part 1.
Hudson reached out to me on Twitter, stating he was, quote, happy to discuss Pi and Honey. For those who don't know, Pi is an ad blocker and coupon cashback extension. You know, one of Ryan's latest startup projects. Very original. Naturally, I immediately jumped at the opportunity to speak with Ryan and asked for an on-the-record interview. Ryan ghosted me for a week, I followed up, he eventually replied, and we had a short but very limited chat on X. This ultimately ended with Ryan requesting my full legal name and address to send certified mail so that he could lay out the damaging claims that I allegedly made about his former company. In other words, it appears Ryan was threatening me with a lawsuit, but
Yeah, in the most indirect way possible.
Instead of following through, Ryan posted a lengthy rant about my video in an AMA on Reddit. Now, Ryan...
Really? Reddit? Really? Really? Like, not only did he go and do that randomly, he did it on fucking... Not even on, like, at least Twitter, where most people would reasonably see it. No, he did it on Reddit.
Claims that I allegedly made about his former company. In other words, it appears Ryan was threatening me with a lawsuit, but instead of following through, Ryan posted a lengthy rant about my video in an AMA on Reddit.
The first red flag that caught my eye was at 1633 when he intentionally added a black box to cover up the coupon code he was entering on childrensplace.com. Why would he possibly do that? Coding example. While making a video about honey publicly. One time use, first time.
Now, Ryan's post claims
Hold on.
that I allegedly made about his former company. In other words, it appears Ryan was threatening me with a lawsuit, but instead of following through, Ryan posted a lengthy
Oh, okay, so he's the co-founder.
rant about my video.
Is honey a scam? No, well, that's not. Provide a vanity coupon. Hold on. To help creators get accurate. Wait, that's Honey allowed stores to provide a vanity coupon of equivalent value to the best ones distributed elsewhere. Stores would find that a code used by creators they were working with, like Creator 10 or Podcast 10, had been shared to all Honey users, making it hard for the store to know how their creator campaigns performed. So the biggest thing I'm curious how they plan to refute is the one where he had the interview with the guy who was talking about how Honey's the whole thing was literally fucking over his business. I'm more interested to see that 'cause that's the thing that I find the most upsetting about it is how it would fuck smaller businesses. So the giving worse coupon codes, I mean, whatever. I mean, it's a claim, but to me, that's not really the
In an
biggest claim.
AMA on Reddit. Now, Ryan's post attempts to address the two key allegations made in my first video. One, that Honey misled consumers by claiming to always find the best deal, and two, that Honey was poaching affiliate commissions from content creators. According to Ryan, neither of these claims are true. He states that Honey only removed coupon codes that were never intended for public use, like employee discounts. And he insists that if a brand wanted a publicly available coupon removed, Honey required the brand to replace it with a Honey branded code of equal value. He claims this was a strict policy at Honey during his tenure. Now, unfortunately for Ryan, those claims are not supported by Honey's own data. For starters, Honey literally built a Shopify app that gave store owners access to Honey's database, enabling them to freely add or delete coupon codes as they please. And while this app no longer exists today, an FAQ page for it remains live on Honey's website. In fact, the very first topic on that page, titled Coupon Code Management, states the following. Choose which coupon codes you'd like to share with Honey. We will automatically pull in all available codes, and you choose which ones you'd like to make available to Honey members and which ones you'd like to remove from the Honey system. The only limitations mentioned in this document are that stores had to keep at least one coupon code live at all times. And there is absolutely no stated requirement that this coupon code must be of equal value to the highest publicly available coupon as.
Okay. I was a bit confused what he was trying to claim there, but yeah, he's just straight up lying. Or he's an idiot.
Ryan claims. And for the record, this app launched in 2021 while Ryan was still working at Honey. So as you can see, Ryan's story quickly falls apart on its own. But once you start digging into the data from Honey's database, the situation looks a whole lot uglier. So let's take a closer look. In this spreadsheet, we can see every store Honey supports, along with the unique ID Honey assigned to each brand. We can also see the store's country, when Honey added it to
This
their
was in the last
database,
video.
how many Honey users visited in the last 30 days, how many coupons Honey had on file for that store, and whether the store offered cashback, and if so, how much. We also have a dedicated spreadsheet with every coupon code Honey had on file. Now, how many coupon codes did Honey claim to have again?
Automatically comparing millions of promo codes.
Ah, right, millions. But how many coupon codes do they really have? Well, at the time this data was collected, Honey only had 85,000 coupon codes, 12,000 of which were expired. That's
12,000. That's... So in actuality, they technically had 73,000 available coupons. That's not even a tenth.
a rounding error. We can also see that when a coupon code has expired, Honey marks it as hidden. Now, you would think that when a coupon code is expired and marked hidden,
That's
that
pretty
Honey
bad.
stops offering that coupon at checkout, right? Yeah, no, that's not what happens. Instead of removing the coupon code from their system, Honey simply changes the way coupon codes are displayed to users. For example, this store has 8 coupon codes, all of which have been expired for several years, and are marked as hidden. Yet if we visit the store page, Honey pops up claiming to have 8 available coupon codes. And instead of showing what coupon codes are being applied, Honey is now censoring them. Yikes,
Oh
that
my.
doesn't look good.
Oh.
Even worse,
Okay, that's just egregious. That's egregious. That is so egregious.
on
Holy
iOS
crap.
and Firefox, Honey refers to expired codes as Honey exclusive codes. And as you can see on American Eagle's website, Honey claims to have 5 available coupon codes. 2 coupon codes are displayed, and the other 3 are labeled Honey exclusive coupon codes tried at checkout. But if we look at Honey's data for American Eagle, we can see that none of the 3 codes are exclusive, but they are expired and set to hidden. Unfortunately, these are not edge case scenarios. Looking at Honey's source code, this behavior certainly looks intentional, and honestly, it makes sense. Showing up with a few codes that don't work still looks better than showing up with nothing at all. In other words, Honey has been wasting your time with expired coupons purely for the optics. And here's a statistic that blew my mind. At the time this data was collected, Honey had 13,800 stores with absolutely nothing to offer. No
Wait, out of how many stores? Nearly 14K stores out of however many million stores or hundreds of thousands of stores? That's... Oh god.
cashback, no active coupons, and every single one of those stores was partnered with Honey, meaning Honey was earning affiliate revenue for simply wasting your time. Easy money,
wow.
baby. That's modern day affiliate marketing for you. Now, have you ever wondered where
If they're intentionally hiding the coupons or something, that or whatever, I don't know. Would that... I was gonna say would that fall into fraud, but I'm not sure. But wow.
Honey actually gets its coupon codes from? Well, thanks to this data, we can get a pretty clear picture, and this is interesting. 27,000 coupons were intentionally shared by brands themselves through affiliate networks. 23,000 coupons appear to have been manually added by Honey's employees, 9,000 of which are Honey branded codes like Honey 5 or Honey 10. And the rest, well, the remaining 34,000, representing the largest portion of Honey's coupons, were sourced from users. In other words, we, the consumers, were what made the product work so well.
Interesting.
Go figure. So much for scanning the entire internet for every working coupon code. The only evidence Honey did any kind of scouring comes from this DM Ryan sent me, claiming they had a
I have other videos showing the same thing happening with Microsoft Edge, shopping in the Edge. If Honey wasn't partnered with the store, we'd get coupons from sources like FMTC, Industry Standard Coupon Feed Company, and our user contributions. But also had a full-time team of people looking at other places to find them, including company homepages, email lists, etc.
full-time team digging through homepages and email lists. And they probably did, but let's be real. Having a team of people scrolling through newsletters is hardly the automated coupon harvesting machine Honey marketed itself as. In
that's
fact,
false
I found
marketing.
zero evidence of automation whatsoever. Well, actually, that's not entirely true. If we look at the support notes left by Honey's developers, we can see that back in 2016, Honey was scraping coupons from at least one source. Their competitors, Retail Me Not and Coupon Follow. Of course they were. So now that we've established where Honey sourced its coupons from, let's take a further look at how Honey controlled which coupons were made available to users. If we come back to Yelta's spreadsheet and review the monetization.
From what I'm understanding, they didn't actually find the codes. They just copied their competitors' homework. And they just went and copied their competitors' homework. That's kind of funny when Honey's like the big one that is the only one I've ever heard of, right? That was the one that was like pushed. So, my question is, well, okay, obviously the money they got is from poaching affiliate links. Obviously that's where they got a good amount of money. That's obvious. But oh geez.
Notes left by Honey's employees, we can see that there are
apparently
numerous
it's gonna get worse than this.
notes proving Honey did in fact remove coupon codes at a brand's request. For example, this monetization note says, disabled Retail Me Not and non-link share coupon sources. L'Oreal family of brands do not allow user-generated codes. In other words, for this brand, Honey stopped scraping codes from Retail Me Not, removed all user-submitted codes, and kept only the codes which were directly approved by the brand on link share. Now, in some cases, Honey went even further, disabling all coupon sources, only allowing one specific coupon to remain live, like this one. Only code PJ Baby allowed, removing all other codes and disabling all other coupon sources. See, now that doesn't quite align with Honey's marketing claims.
It doesn't at
Honey
all.
will find every working code on the internet and apply the best one to your cart.
Hilariously, Ryan told me in our DMs that letting retailers give us shitty codes would, as you've seen in the public outcry, destroy the brand value proposition. George and I aren't that dumb. Well, that's certainly not supported by this evidence. In fact, the spreadsheet also reveals that Honey had a dedicated feature flag where they could disable user-submitted coupons for any store. When this is set to false, users are blocked from submitting coupons for that brand. We can see this in action here. Honey allows me to submit coupon codes for Under Armour, where UGC allowed is set to true, but not for Nike, where it is set to false. And guess what? Honey has this set to false for over 2,000 brands, virtually all of which are, you guessed it, partnered with Honey. Now, you might think that this service is proof that brands were secretly colluding with Honey to give users shitty deals, but this actually has less to do with the brands and more to do with the fundamental rules of affiliate marketing. And this is where Ryan's argument completely falls apart. You see, most affiliate networks have a very clear set of rules to protect brands from having their coupons leaked online, for all the reasons I highlighted in my previous video. These rules explicitly state that brands alone decide which of their coupon codes can be distributed and which ones cannot. This is not just an expectation, it's directly spelled out in most affiliate network terms of service. And it's reinforced by industry-wide guidelines like the Internet Advertising Bureau's Voucher Code of Conduct. Additionally, brands themselves typically have their own set of rules that you must read and agree to before joining their affiliate program. This here is my account on the Awin network. Honey too will have an account just like this. So let's pretend I'm Honey and I want to find a new merchant to partner with. Let's check out Nike. Now, if I want to join Nike's affiliate program, notice how Awin requires me to read and agree to Nike's terms of service first. And if we check the terms, you can see that Nike has a dedicated clause for coupon codes, which states, you undertake not to use any Nike promotional codes or coupons that are not made available through Awin. In other words, if I'm Honey and want to partner with Nike, the only coupons I can share are the coupons that were approved by Nike and provided directly through this network. I cannot publish user-submitted coupons, I cannot scrape codes from websites like Retail Me Not and share them with my users, because any of those actions would be a contractual violation. Let's now
And
look at another affiliate network, this time
borderline
Impact.
illegal, right?
Here we have the Gap Factory affiliate program. Their program terms state you may only advertise coupon codes that are provided to you through the affiliate program. Let's look at another major affiliate network, this time Commission Junction.
NordVPN, yeah.
Here we have NordVPN's affiliate program, and it too states publishers may only use coupons and promotional codes that are provided exclusively through the affiliate program. See what I mean? No matter which affiliate network you're on, you'll find that most merchants have a coupon policy in place for, again, all the reasons I outlined in my last video.
Yeah.
The rules are
and
clear.
I mean, that makes total sense, right? So that way the coupons are set out, they're not given out to when they're not supposed to, and they're controlled properly, because otherwise they can screw over everyone's it can screw over the company, and if the company gets screwed over, then they can't provide a service to customers. So yeah, the guy's either lying, which is the more likely one, or he's just an idiot. I'd like to be nice, try and be nice, and just say he's lying.
If a brand demands a coupon be taken down, Honey has no choice. They must comply. There's really no argument here. Honey lied to consumers, plain and simple. In fact, we can even prove that Honey was well aware of these rules. If we go back to the monetization notes, you can see several examples where Honey noted certain brands as having a coupon clause. And this is where it gets even worse for Honey, because they also documented ignoring these clauses. Take a look at these notes. Terms have the coupon clause. No data
so they
on
just straight
enforcement.
up broke the law. I mean, what they were doing was already shady and borderline illegal. That's just straight up illegal. That's just straight up illegal. Okay.
Yeah, the terms have the coupon clause. We just added them, so I'm
There's
sure if
still,
this isn't
There's still like half an hour of this video. How much worse can it get?
forced yet. Or how about this note on the Lid Chocolate Store? Has non-affiliate coupon clause, but don't have any codes from network, so can't remove other coupon sources. Based on these notes, it appears that Honey would join a brand's affiliate program, noted their coupon policies, but would intentionally disregard them for as long as they could get away with it. So Ryan has put himself in a real awkward situation here, because his Reddit post effectively serves as an admission that Honey knowingly violated network policies under his leadership, and Honey's own data essentially confirms it. Yet at the same time, the data also confirms that when push came to shove, Honey would eventually bend the knee and remove coupon codes at a brand's request, proving they knowingly misled consumers. Talk about a clusterfuck.
So that's
Now,
potential fraud, because in one way or another, this has to be fraud. With the whole cookie stealing and cookie swapping, as well as not giving the best codes. So that's false advertising. If these are true, allegedly, allegedly, so I don't get fucking sued or something. This would fall under fraud, coupon fraud, fraud or coupon fraud. I'm pretty sure there's a separate section for coupon fraud, but it'd be fraud. It is fraud because of what it does to the creators. So it's fraud to the creators. Fraud towards the businesses. It's, I don't know. Obviously, the whole, taking coupons that you aren't even supposed to have and giving them out to people, that's, from a business, that's obviously, to some level, that has to be illegal. I just don't know what that would fall under, but that in some way has to be illegal. Depending on the damages. So, fucking with cookies, committing effectively fraud, lying to customers, which kind of falls under the fraud, and blackmail. Like if I remember in the previous video Megalag made, he brought up how they literally would blackmail. They would effectively blackmail brands. So that's 4 crimes at minimum. I'm counting, and there's probably a lot more missing. 4 separate crimes. Oh, wow.
There's one thing people hate more than deception, it's theft. And in my first video, I showed you how Honey was stealing money from influencers. But what I didn't tell you is that this behavior is in most cases strictly not allowed. You see, the companies that run this industry, the affiliate networks, know full well that coupon extensions like Honey have a high probability of poaching commissions from influencers, bloggers, and other content-driven affiliates. More importantly, they also understand that this is not fair, especially under the last click wins policy, which has remained an industry standard. So to prevent this type of commission theft, most major affiliate networks enforce what's known as a stand down policy. Let me show you what that looks like on Honey. Let's visit newegg.com first without an affiliate link. And as you can see, Honey immediately pops up offering cashback. But if we do this again, this time using my affiliate link for Newegg, you'll notice that Honey doesn't pop up at all. And if we click on the Honey icon, you can see that Honey is now disabled. So that's how Honey is supposed to behave when a user's already clicked on someone else's affiliate link. So where then is the alleged fraud, you ask? Well, as it turns out, Honey has always had a stand down system built into their app, but they have been selectively choosing when and whom to apply the rules.
Yeah,
let's test my affiliate link for
that.
Newegg again. Only this time, I have 2 entirely separate Chrome browsers open at the same time, and each is logged into a different Honey account. The Honey account on the left has 0 cashback points, while the Honey account on the right has accumulated cashback points. Now, watch what happens when I open the Newegg affiliate link on both browsers. The Honey account on the left stands down as it did the first time. But look at this, the account on the right, which has cashback points, did not stand down. So why is that? Why on earth would Honey act compliant for one user account while violating stand down policies for the other? Well, that right there is the fraud. And once you understand why this happens, you'll be shocked at just how calculated and insidious this behavior is. But before we unpack exactly what's going on here, it's important we first understand how Honey's stand-down system is designed
is some, like,
to
Dr.
work.
Eggman
So here we
evil.
have Honey's stand-down rules, which
Dr.
are loaded
Eggman
onto your
level
computer
plan.
when you install the extension. At first glance, this might look awfully complex, but it's actually very straightforward. These here are affiliate link patterns for different affiliate networks. Once Honey detects a user has clicked an affiliate link that matches any of the patterns in this list, Honey should, in theory, stand down. Now, if we go back to my Newegg affiliate link, you can see it says click.linksynergy.com, and all my other Rakuten links have the exact same pattern. Looking at Honey's stand-down rules, we can find that link synergy pattern in the list. Above the link patterns, you'll notice the label provider. This simply tells Honey which affiliate network the pattern belongs to. For example, LS refers to Linkshare, which is now owned by Rakuten. AW is for the AWIN network, CJ for Commission Junction, etc, etc. And below, Honey defines a timer for how long they should stand down for that affiliate link. And right now, it's set to 3,600 seconds, which is exactly 1 hour. So if you click on my Newegg affiliate link in the morning, but only complete the purchase later in the afternoon, the stand down timer will have expired, and Honey will reactivate itself the moment you get to the checkout page. Now this alone is already a major red flag, because I have not seen a single affiliate network specify that stand down should only last 1 hour. So it appears as though Honey made up this arbitrary rule entirely themselves. But here's where this gets even more concerning. These stand down rules—
Wait, no one else, and they put it on themselves. I'm just gonna let him talk.
are not hard-coded directly into Honey's extension. Instead, they are stored in the cloud on Honey servers, which you can access through this URL. And the Honey app installed on your computer checks for updates to these rules every hour. Now, that's a very suspicious setup, because stand-down rules are not something that should require frequent updating. But since Honey is refreshing them hourly, it means that a Honey developer could quietly make changes to the stand-down rules right now, and within an hour, all 20 million Honey users, pardon me, 14 million Honey users would automatically have
Oh, I like this
the
guy.
new rules. The fact Honey can alter their behavior like this on the fly without any updates or transparency is very concerning. In fact, I was able to
That's
find
also concerning. That it's in and of itself is like that has to fall into fraud or something, right? Like that's
an
illegal.
archive of these rules on the
can't
Wayback
do
Machine from 2023. And back then, Honey was only standing down for 360 seconds, which is 6 minutes. Mate, it takes me more than 6 minutes to type in my credit card details. So when exactly did these rules change? Why did these rules change? Did Honey lengthen their stand down window after my video came out and the lawsuits started rolling in? I can only speculate, but it certainly seems possible. Either way,
Probably.
Honey's current 1 hour policy is already questionable, but 6 minutes, that was blatantly non-compliant and would have undoubtedly resulted in thousands of sales being poached from other affiliates. Now, as bad as this already looks, you'd think that Honey's stand down process would end here. They detect an affiliate link, they stand down, period, end of story. But unfortunately, that's not the case. Honey takes one more step in the decision-making process, and it's this next
boy.
step that, in my opinion, constitutes fraudulent behavior. In this next step of the
You
process,
mean that it already didn't? Everything that's already been shown is, well, I keep saying borderline because it is borderline, but like everything he's described so far in this video, yes, that's fraud. It is just fraud. But you could make wiggle room for it. So let's see what's the smoking gun that just outright makes it fraud.
Honey essentially goes, okay, we've detected an affiliate link, so we know we're supposed to stand down. But standing down means we lose money, and we don't like losing money. So let's break the rules and ignore stand down as much as possible without getting caught. But how exactly does Honey avoid getting caught? Well, the extension starts running tests on your account to determine who you are as a user. Are you A, a legitimate shopper looking for deals, or are you B, someone from the affiliate industry testing their extension for compliance? If you're logged in, have an account that's been active for a while, and have already earned a decent amount of cashback points, well, chances are you're a legitimate shopper, at which point Honey considers it safe to break the rules and ignore stand down. But if you're not logged in, or your account is brand new, and you haven't earned any cashback points, well, now there's a higher chance you're only testing Honey for compliance, in which case Honey plays it safe and stands down. Now, believe it or not, Honey actually takes this profiling a step further by checking for certain patterns in your email address and even examining what websites you visited and what cookies exist on your browser. This is all, of course, incredibly invasive and I suspect illegal in numerous jurisdictions,
Yeah.
but that's exactly the system Honey has created. But don't just take my word for it. Let me show you how the system works. I'll demonstrate it in action, and then you can decide.
That is just straight up illegal. Oh my god.
For yourself. So, the moment Honey detects an affiliate link from the stand down rules, before making any decisions, Honey consults this last file called SSD, which I suspect stands for Suppressed Stand Down or Selective Stand Down. Now again, this looks very complex, but it's very straightforward. First, we have these base rules, and the base rules apply to every affiliate link that Honey detects. UL stands for user logged in, and because it's set to 1, it means the user must be logged in to Honey. If it were 0, being logged in wouldn't be a requirement. UA stands for user account age, and this rule defines how old your account must be. And right now, it's set to 30 days in milliseconds for whatever reason, hence the
That's
very
really weird.
long number. UP stands for user points, and it's currently set to 501. We'll ignore these last 2 rules for now. I'll explain what those are later. So
Gotcha.
the way this works is, if your Honey account passes all 3 of these rules, Honey considers you a legitimate shopper and will not stand down. However,
Okay.
if your account fails any one of these rules, like your account is only 29 days old, Honey considers you too risky and will therefore play it safe and stand down. Honey can also create network-specific rules. This LS refers to Rakuten links. So for Rakuten affiliate links, it now requires that a user must have over 20,000 cashback points. In other words, these original base rules still apply to Rakuten links except for the original points threshold, which has now been increased from 501 points to 20,000 points. Honey can also create store-specific rules, which is what we have here. For example, 131 is Honey's store ID for Newegg, and this much longer ID is for NordVPN. So that's the gist of it. Now, let's see these rules in action. Let's start by clicking this Boohoo Man affiliate link, which in theory, Honey should stand down for. But as you can see, Honey has ignored stand down, and that's because my account has passed all the checks. Now, if you know where to look, we can actually see Honey's decision-making process each time we click on an affiliate link. Let's visit another AWIN link. As expected, Honey ignores the stand down rule again. But notice here how it says SSD? That's the extension confirming that it was supposed to stand down for this link, but didn't because my account passed all of these rules. But what happens if we fail one of these rules? Let's click on this Rakuten affiliate link. Since Rakuten links require 20,000 points,
I love how the guy just straight up tried to contact him and say that he got a lot of things wrong, didn't give any, like, you know, examples of what was real examples of what Megalag got wrong, didn't try to explain how they were wrong and what the truth, quote unquote, was, and instead just threatened to sue him. That's, you know, that's always a good sign that they're totally not doing anything shady.
Account only has 10,000. This time, my account is going to fail Honey's engagement test. And sure enough, Honey stands down for this link. And as you can see here, Honey confirms which rule my account failed, which was the 20,000 user point requirement. But what if we click on this Newegg link, which is also on the Rakuten network, but has a store-specific rule for 10,000 points? Well, remember, store-specific rules take priority over network rules. Therefore, Honey ignores stand down as my account now meets the required points for this link. Let's do one more for good measure. This time, NordVPN, which has
NordVPN will be a good one. Yes, Sloy. I'm not really sure. Like, I mean, we're over halfway, a bit over halfway. And, like, what? That's wild. I kind of want to look up like how the lawsuit against it going, that not legal. Who's the other lawyer guy? There's legal. Who's the one that started the was it legal or was it the other one? I thought there was Legal Mindset. That started like a joint lawsuit or whatever it's called, where any creators that were affected could join in on the lawsuit against Honey. Because obviously a lot of Megalag stuff would be used as evidence for, like, what Honey's doing, right, in the lawsuit, right? If the lawsuit goes forward into actual court, like, Megalag stuff would be able to get used in court. Maybe. I don't know. But wow.
Your specific rule requiring an account age of 8 years. As you can see, Honey stands down because my account is only 8 months old, not 8 years. So now that you understand how this system works, it's important to note that I slightly customize these rules to more clearly demonstrate how the system behaves. The actual rules, which I'll show you in a moment, are actually much less strict. This customization was necessary because I wanted to clearly illustrate what happens when my account both passes and fails Honey's checks, especially since my account already has a high number of points and is 8 months old. To use these rules, I made a very basic modification to Honey's extension, telling it, hey, instead of grabbing these rules from Honey's server, load these custom rules from my computer instead. So what did the actual rules look like? Well, again, thanks to the Wayback Machine, we have one archive of these rules from 2023.
Oh,
and
wow.
honestly, it's pretty shocking. Looking at the base rules, we can see there were no requirements to be logged in at all, no minimum account age, and no cashback points threshold whatsoever. Honey only ran these checks on Rakuten affiliate links. I suspect this is because, besides being an affiliate network, Rakuten also has its own coupon cashback extension. So Rakuten earns money from Honey as a network, but also has a competing product. So naturally, they are more incentivized to ensure that Honey is following the rules. It's a f***ed up industry, I know. Besides
Wow.
that, Honey sets store-specific rules for the following brands: TJ Maxx, Booking.com, KO Sports, The Udi, and The Calming Blanket, likely indicating that Honey received complaints or compliance concerns from these companies. Interesting. So as you can see, these rules paint. Besides that, Honey sets store-specific rules for the following brands: TJ Maxx, Booking.com, KO Sports, The Udi, and The Calming Blanket, likely indicating that Honey received complaints or compliance concerns from these companies. Interesting. So as you can see, these rules paint a seriously troubling picture. Under these conditions, Honey would have been ignoring stand-down rules a lot, like in the
Yeah.
vast majority of cases, which is fucking insane. Now, you might be thinking, what is even the point of having this selective stand-down system if Honey was ignoring the rules virtually all the time? Well,
For sure.
that's where this next sneaky rule called GCA
It's for
comes
sure.
in. At first, I honestly didn't really understand what this GCA rule was for. It seemed somewhat random. But there were several confusing elements in these rules. For example, there was also this random list of URLs for affiliate network websites and Swagbucks, one of Honey's competitors. But why? And then there's this random array of cryptic values with absolutely no meaning behind them. Like, what
That
on
looks
earth
like
is...
some shit. That looks like some shit that some old-timey wizard would say when casting like the most wild and out-of-pocket spell in some fucking kid's fantasy story.
Cont ID or S_VI. At the time, I honestly had no idea at all, so labeled most of it a mystery. But eventually, I figured out that GCA, the URLs, and these random values were all connected. And I discovered this by complete accident. You see, one day I was testing a new feature on my own extension.
What?
Random array of cryptic values with absolutely no meaning behind
What?
them. Like, what on earth is Cont ID or S_VI? At the time, I honestly had no idea at all, so labeled most of it a mystery. But eventually, I figured out that GCA, the URLs, and these random values were all connected. And I discovered this by complete accident. You see, one day I was testing a new feature on my own extension, and this feature allows you to see what cookies are being loaded onto your browser in real time as you visit
wow.
different websites. Now, as I was testing this feature, I logged into my CJ affiliate account, and that's when I noticed a familiar name pop up in the cookie list: Cont ID. So I quickly jumped back to the SSD rules to make sure I wasn't going crazy. And there it was, Cont ID, the same name.
Oh,
That's when I
wow.
realized these weren't random values at all. They were cookies. At that point, I also noticed there were exactly 5 URLs and 5 cookies. The first URL in the list is cj.com.
What's so
and the
funny about this section of his video is that it actually comes off as like that meme of like the guy with the pin board with all the red lines connected to one. Oh my god. And he's like sounding crazy trying to explain himself. Fucking conspiracy theorist, except this is reality and not a conspiracy theory.
first cookie in the list was Cont ID. So I wondered, were these two lists somehow connected and in order? If they were, that would mean that if I logged into, say, my A1 affiliate account, I should see a cookie named Network Group load into my browser. So I quickly logged into my A1 affiliate account, and there it was, Network Group, another cookie from Honey's list. At this point, I'm thinking, what the f***? Is Honey secretly monitoring cookies from these affiliate networks? And if so, why? These cookies have absolutely nothing to do with Honey's service. But then it dawned on me, the moment Honey detects any of these cookies on your browser, that's the perfect signal for them to know whether you've visited or logged into an affiliate network. And that's significant because, well, let's be honest, no ordinary shopper casually visits affiliate networks like CJ or A1, right? I'm sure most of you have never even heard of these companies. So the only people logging into those sites are Honey's competitors, partnered merchants, and of course the affiliate networks themselves. Basically, all the high-risk users Honey desperately wants to hide their shady behavior from. So the moment Honey detects any of these cookies on your browser, they immediately know you're a high-risk user and can alter their behavior accordingly. To confirm my suspicion, I quickly loaded up a clean browser with no trace of me visiting any of these networks. I clicked on an affiliate link that Honey typically ignores stand down rules for, and as expected, Honey did not stand down. Then, in a new tab, I logged into my CJ affiliate account, waited for the Cont ID cookie to load on my browser, there it is, then opened the same affiliate link. And boom! Now all of a sudden, Honey is acting compliant and is standing down. Holy shit, PayPal, that is not a good look. And once Honey finds this commission junction cookie on your browser, or any of the others in this list, it does not matter what affiliate link you click on, Honey will not break the rules, period. And if we check Honey's reporting for why it stood down, it reports back GCA. So that's what the GCA rule is for. It's Honey's kill switch for when it knows you've visited or logged into an affiliate network's website. Makes sense. Now, believe it or not, Honey doesn't stop there. They run 2 more checks, both of which are tied to the rule labeled BL. First, Honey scans your email address for the word test. If it detects it, Honey immediately switches to compliant behavior. Clearly another safeguard against compliance testers, which is not a good look at all. And finally, Honey has what appears to be a master kill switch, which is controlled directly from their server via this URL. If the switch says OK, the SSD system remains activated. But if it says alive, Honey switches to full compliance mode. This allows Honey to instantly disable the entire SSD system with the simple flip of a switch from their server. So as you can see, Honey put a lot of thought into the system. And
So that's how they were able to get away with it for so long?
That discovering the logic behind these last 2 rules was a huge holy shit moment for me.
It definitely
because
feels like it, yeah.
really made the intent behind the system very clear. But before we dive deeper into my thoughts on this, first, let's look at what the SSD rules are right now. As you can see, PayPal has quietly stepped in and added a whopping 65,000 point requirement under the base rules. Now, I imagine that only a tiny percentage of Honey users have acquired 65,000 lifetime points. So PayPal has effectively limited how often Honey engages in this questionable behavior, which explains why Honey's stand-down behavior has changed so drastically. In other words, this change wasn't just an update, it was PayPal's attempt at a cover-up. Now, I did briefly consider going on an insane shopping spree to earn those 65,000 points, purely to demonstrate Honey's system without using any modifications, but then I realized
wild. Yeah, that's really crazy. Like shit. With how bad this is escalated in scope. What next? You're gonna tell me that the original Honey creators were backed by some overarching government agency or something that hides in the shadows? Like, oh my god.
Whoever made the changes to these rules made a critical error. They accidentally left behind a network-specific rule for Rakuten links, lowering the points threshold to just 5,000 points. Much more manageable than 65,000. This oversight was exactly what I needed. A chance to expose Honey's illicit behavior using their own untouched, publicly available extension and rules. So I went on a painfully expensive shopping spree, targeting products with the highest cashback rates. And sure enough, the moment my account crossed the 5,000 points threshold, Honey immediately stopped standing down on Rakuten's affiliate links. At this point, I was fully convinced that Honey was, and technically still is, engaging in fraudulent behavior. Looking at the full picture, the implications of what I had uncovered were enormous.
It is fraud.
This wasn't just some policy violation or shady growth hack. This looked like a Fortune 500 company systematically stealing money from tens of thousands of people while trying to hide it. And given I'm not a software engineer nor a security researcher, it only felt fitting that I consult with a real expert. So I reached out to Ben Edelman, a respected security researcher known for exposing major online ad fraud, deceptive software, and anti-competitive practices at large tech firms. Ben has 4 Harvard degrees, he's a lawyer, a software engineer, and a former Harvard Business School professor. But what makes Ben truly unique is that he has a deep, decades-long understanding of the affiliate industry, which is rare. So I really couldn't have asked for a better person to independently verify my findings. And thankfully, Ben agreed. So we jumped on a call, I shared my findings, Ben conducted his own test, and then we had this interview. Now that you've had the chance to go away and do your own research, were you able to replicate my findings? And if so, how would you characterize the purpose of the system that Honey implemented into their browser extension?
Your findings are on target. Honey stands down, but only sometimes. And the sometimes is predictable. It's a little different from anything I've ever seen in my whole career testing this stuff, frankly. Because of the nature of when they stand down and when they don't, they're not doing it randomly, they're not picking a number out of a hat, they're doing it based on articulable factors that we can see in the code, we can see in the packet log, and we can even infer their intent based on what we see there.
Right, okay, so you would agree that this system is fraudulent in nature, specifically that the system was intended to defraud other affiliates and also hide that behavior from compliance testers and others within the affiliate industry.
Well, lawyers have a special view of the word fraud. I'm not sure I'm going to call it fraud myself, but it certainly is intended to conceal. They're attempting to stand down as little as possible.
Well, I will do it. I will call it. I don't care because that's what it is. It is effectively fraud. That's what it is. It is deceitful practices and it is fraud. That's like it is textbook fraud. Well, okay, I wouldn't say textbook, but like my question would be, if it's not fraud, what is it? Because it's clearly not legal. What's happening with it is it's clearly not something that's legal to do.
And getting caught. Those objectives are intention, of course. The more you don't stand down, the more you're likely to get caught for not standing down. So they're trying to figure out in what circumstances can they avoid standing down and not face a material risk of being caught.
What do you think the implications are of this? Once this video goes live and everyone sees and understands the system, how do you think the affiliate networks respond?
A program that detects testers and hides from testers is incredibly frustrating. It indicates bad faith in the testing process, not making yourself available for testing. Look, the network should be angry. As to whether they will be angry, maybe it's a little bit tricky for them. Honey is a big partner. It's making them lots of money.
It is.
But they should be angry. Based on the facts, anyone who has a application under test that is hiding from the tests, they should be angry about that.
Now, Ben also played a key role in exposing one of the largest affiliate fraud cases in history, where two individuals went to jail for defrauding eBay of millions of dollars.
Oh my God.
So naturally, I was curious whether he thought this could also lead to criminal charges.
Criminal charges for corporate misconduct are pretty unusual in the United States. Not unprecedented. Volkswagen is an obvious example, and there are plenty of other corporations that have ended up in criminal litigation. I wouldn't expect that. I'd expect civil litigation. But if I were in charge, this kind of misconduct, where you intentionally falsify the results that professional testers get in order to advance your business benefits, looks like a violation of, I don't know, it's wire fraud, right? Misrepresentation over the wires. Honey would say, well, we didn't misrepresent anything. The wires correctly represented what actually happened. We changed our behavior depending on what was happening. That didn't misrepresent it over the wires. I don't know. They misrepresented that funds were payable to them when in fact funds were payable to other people, or maybe not at all. So I'd charge it on a wire fraud statute, but I don't hold my breath about that. And how high functioning is law enforcement right now? The FBI lost a lot of talented people over the past couple years, and so I don't presume that there are technical staff who are able to do this work. A lot has to break right for there to be criminal liability for these violations.
I really have to thank Ben for his time here. Having someone with his level of technical expertise confirm my findings was immensely valuable. Not just for me, but I think for everyone following this investigation. Ben will be publishing his own in-depth research into this system on his blog, so I highly recommend checking that out. I'll link it below. So now that we've established what this system is, that leaves us with one last critical question. How long has this been going on for? Was the system developed under PayPal's leadership or under the leadership of Ryan Hudson and George Ruan? I knew the best way to find out would be to locate as many historic versions of Honey's extension as possible and to sift through each version's code. And thankfully, I found almost 300 archives dating all the way back to 2014.
I really respect Megalag's determination to uncover this, because I don't think I could. I think if I was the one that like discovered this in whatever way, I would have brought it to someone else and just been like, can you look at this? This seems shady. But I wouldn't have been able to do this investigation. I wouldn't have been able to. All this, I'm not very tech savvy. Like, I'm not a complete idiot when it comes to technology, but when it comes to stuff like this, I wouldn't know what I'm doing. Oh my god. Mad respect to Megalag, man. Like, the amount of work he put into this is astounding.
So I started methodically checking each version, one by one, looking for any mention of the SSD rules in the code, and found references dating all the way back to version 13.1.0, which was released in March of 2021. Now, keep in mind, PayPal acquired Honey in 2020, so I was initially under the impression that the system was developed under PayPal's leadership. That was until I stumbled across an article written in 2020 by security researcher Vladimir Pellant. As I read through his research on Honey, this one section stood out where he found that Honey was encrypting
Now we have simple and reliable, but isn't it also too obvious? What if someone monitors the network extension's network request? Won't they notice the odd jot of the script code? Scenario is rather unlikely, actually, if you look at how long Avast has been spying on their users. But Honey developers are always up to a challenge. So it's aptly named Vim.
specific chunks of their code to conceal it from outsiders. And in one of the screenshots showing this encrypted data, I noticed something familiar, a reference to
SSD, yeah.
I thought, holy shit, is this the same SSD? Was Honey originally encrypting the code behind the system to conceal it from outsiders? Well, thanks to Vladimir's expertise, he was able to decrypt this data and shared a portion of the code in his article. And what do you know? Another familiar name shows up, ContID, and a reference to the CJ affiliate network. At this point, I was confident he had found the same SSD system. The only issue was that Vladimir only shared a small portion of the decrypted code. But thankfully, the URL to this encrypted data was still active.
Oh my god.
And Vladimir included instructions on how to decrypt it. W in the chat for Vladimir. So I downloaded the code, decrypted it, and sure enough, it was the same SSD system. It checked if you were logged in, how old your account was, if you had over 500 cashback points, whether your email contained the word test in it, and of course the classic, do you have any affiliate network cookies in your browser? Armed with this critical insight, I expanded my search and traced the system all the way back to version 10.5.2, which was released in October of 2017, suggesting the system was engineered while Honey was
that means
under
it's been there since
the leadership of Ryan Hudson and George Ruan, and has been around.
So it's from before Honey, from before PayPal. So it's not just PayPal. PayPal is just the one that took advantage of it. Maybe. No, that means it's been. Oh wow! So like from the get-go, it wasn't just it got corrupted by PayPal. No, it's been from top to bottom. It's been an entire scheme from the very beginning. Oh my god. Like that has to be like the biggest, most elaborate, I can't even think of the words. This has got to be like one of the biggest, most elaborate scams I've ever seen.
For a staggering 8 years. Now, with that said, it's important we clarify a couple of things. First, these archives were sourced from a third-party site called CRX for Chrome, and while I have no reason to doubt their authenticity, it's important to acknowledge the possibility of inaccuracies. Second, none of this serves as proof that Ryan and George were directly responsible for the creation of the system.
That is true.
However, it is difficult to imagine that such a sophisticated system could be developed by some rogue developer without George and Ryan's knowledge. And if we consider who would be most incentivized to develop such a system, well, it would certainly be the two individuals who stood to benefit the most, right? But again, at this stage, we can only speculate. And for that reason, I genuinely hope this triggers an investigation by regulators or law enforcement. The public, the YouTube community, and the entire affiliate marketing industry deserve clear answers. Now, the next few weeks are about to get very, very interesting, because once this video goes live, every major affiliate network is going to have to confront PayPal about the system. And unless PayPal can give them a legitimate business reason for evading stand-down rules and trying to hide it from them, which I seriously doubt, I honestly think that the affiliate networks will have no choice but to terminate their partnership with Honey. They won't want to. Honey makes the networks a lot of money, but keeping them as a publisher after this, it isn't just risky, it's a potential PR disaster.
Yeah.
The severity of the misconduct here is just too high. Even if you put aside the possibility of wire fraud charges, let's not overlook the fact that Honey has been snooping around your browser for cookies entirely unrelated to their service. I cannot stress enough how significant a privacy violation like that is. These are all factors the networks will have to weigh carefully when making their decision. Now, I'll be leaving a link below with access to the Honey files, so you can review the data yourself, and I highly encourage you to do so. I'll also include a separate,
I'll look
more
at that.
technical video that dives deeper into my testing processes and the technical nuances of Honey's system. This should be particularly useful for security researchers, lawyers, and of course, the affiliate networks. There's also a backup of Honey store data on the Wayback Machine. So I'd like to thank the archive team for helping me facilitate that. And of course, a big thanks to archive.org for providing such a valuable platform. Finally, if you have any information about the system, particularly regarding who was involved in its creation, please feel free to reach out to me anonymously via Signal or Proton Mail. And just to set expectations, part 3 is coming, but it is a massive
There's a
project.
part 3. Oh my god.
And the story is still unfolding in real time with all the ongoing class action lawsuits. I suspect part 3 will require a lot of travel and coordination, and I'm currently a one-man team doing all of this myself.
That's another thing. This is one guy uncovering all this with the help of one or two people, mainly just him contacting people and asking them about it.
In the meantime, I look forward to Ryan's
Wow.
follow-up AMA on Reddit.
Given the right to respond and replied with the following. You aren't serious. Your 24-hour deadline suggests you aren't serious about incorporating feedback into a story you've spent the past year working on. I mean, call me an idiot, but if everything that Megalag has been saying is false, as Ryan claims, if it's all false, then Ryan should easily be able to provide proof, to confidently state and provide proof that it's wrong. Like, without needing time to do that. You should be able to just have a way to bring it up, be like, here, you're wrong. Like, you're misunderstanding what you found. I don't know where you got this assumption, but that's not how this works. This is how it actually works, right? But it took... That's not how that works. A 24-hour deadline would suggest you aren't serious about incorporating feedback into a story you've spent the past year working on. In my opinion, he shouldn't need feedback. Let's say he had all this and he turned out to be wrong. Like he presented it as a way of this is what I found. It seemed, which is what he did in the first video. He presented his findings as, hey, this is what I found and it seems pretty shady. This is what I think it means and this is what I believe is happening. And now he's just straight up proving it. Like, this isn't him claiming it based on his findings. He is quite literally showing it happening in real time. I think he did it earlier in this video, but also in the second video, he literally showed in real time the shady shit that Honey was doing. And like, unless Megalag is going on this huge plot to fuck over Honey for whatever reason, I don't know, they killed his grandma or something, fucking shot his grandma in the street or something, and now he wants revenge, I don't know. That's insane. Like, I'm at a loss for words. I'm literally at a loss for words. And I mean, the excuses the dude came up with and tried to claim is just bullshit. Like, obviously. But, oh my god. Give me a sec. Let me set this up. That is wild. Oh my god. Like, that, oh my god is literally all I can say. Like, I don't have words for that. Let me put the video link in the chat. Go watch it yourselves if you want, because you should absolutely go watch yourself and support him, because holy god. Put that in case you want to look at it yourself, because he'll have the link, his video will have the link to the investigation and the spreadsheet and stuff, in case any of you guys want to look at that. And I'll put it, I'll have that set up. Okay. Wow. I'm struggling to register that, but okay. Let's close that. Yeah, it actually kept up. Nothing, stream didn't crash, no nothing. That is great. Okay. So, I am going to go to the bathroom, and then when I come back, we will... Alright, yeah. I'll be right back, and then we'll go from there.